Ladies and gentlemen, all the ships at sea, welcome again this week. Let's start figuring out what's going on in this very, very challenging market right now because things are not doing in this. Things are getting really strange right now. So let's go ahead and start looking through to see what our numbers look like this week, like we do every week. And I have not looked at them today like I normally do, or where I normally do this, because I want to be just as surprised as you are. So let's start going through our last 7 days. So over the last 7 days, 1,331 listings came on the market, while we had a price decreases of 1,869. I should just bring up like a calculator and like figure that out and see what the percentage is. So basically, it's about about 35% more price decreases than there were homes that came on the market. Under contract show and no show over the last 7 days are also down. Let's see what we get here. I don't want to do math in public, so that's not too bad. 792 with, oh my goodness, 551 sold. Look at that. 551 sold. That's over the last 7 days. And if you kind of track and been looking at a lot of these, that is far from normal. Normal just a few months ago would have been closer to 900 sold. So let's go ahead and start looking at the numbers we have for this week and what's going on. So let's go ahead. Let's go into residential. Come on now. Let's make it a little bit larger so you can see it. And we're just going to look at what's sold since the beginning of the week. So I'm just going to go ahead and break it straight on down here. Let's start with single family. Oh, sorry, I had the active there. Let's take those out. Okay, 336 homes sold in the last week. Let's go on in here and see what the numbers look like. Okay, we are still having I don't know. I think it's about the same as it was before. So about 15,000 down. So it's holding steady. The difference is the average list price, or I'm sorry, the median list price was 475, and the median close was 465, which means people are now paying, on average by the median, 10,000 less than the list price. And as far as the averages goes, average list of 576, 866, and an average close of 563, 701, which is quite a bit different. So let's go ahead and look at some of these other numbers we got here. I'm not going to compare it to last month purely because we have not gotten the numbers yet, and I actually would have expected them to be out by now. Probably because we're in a weekend. So they should be in tomorrow, which is going to lead to some fairly interesting, well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it. It's probably the best way to do it. Oh, wait a minute. Is this the new one? Hold on. Oh, they did put the new one out. I'm sorry. I thought I should have said August. Okay, for the numbers for July. They did come down. So it's 465. I'm absolutely shocked. I did not see anything in the paper today. You know what? I haven't read the paper. Maybe I should during something right now and go slide through this because these numbers here are not good. Yeah. But at least it's holding steady now. So you saw that. So let's go ahead and compare the, I'm sorry, I'm just looking here. Yeah. Shocking, shocking. Let's go and compare since that was actually out. Like I was trying to say, I am absolutely shocked that the paper, again, like I said, I got to go ahead and look through it to see if it's there. Didn't have big news about this because if you compare this against last month, let's see here, or the month prior to last, let's see. $15,000 drop. Let's see. So they're showing that there was a little over an $8,000 drop. So 8,200. Yeah, 8,200. So let's see what we get. Let's go to our results. So far this week, are we holding? Okay, so meeting close 273. Meeting close. Hey, it's actually up. So for condos and townhomes, the numbers are actually trending back up. As far as the average, 288. Hey, we got some good news on the condo and townhome front. Now, it's good news if you're a seller. If you're a buyer, not as good a news as we have on the single family homes there. So they are a little bit cheaper. So maybe they're getting, more people are still going towards those. Because if you look, they're now saying the effective months of inventory are 3.5 months for single family, which is a huge increase, and 2.7 months for condos and townhomes. So we go in here and we look, let's see, just month prior, 2.2 and 1.8. And let's go back a little bit further and see how we did. Let's go back prior to everything hitting that wall. So we'll use the April numbers. Now, if you look at this, also compare, we're down 10,000 from April and had 0.8 months of inventory and 0.7. So this is a huge change here. Now, they're saying at the end of the month, we had 7,300 units available. Let's see what we have now. Actually, I'm going to stick with condos and townhomes for just a second, only because it's a little bit easier. So let's just go to actives and then let's go compare. Okay, we now have 1779 compared to, so we actually have over 150 more than at the end of the month. So that inventory continues to grow. And for the actives that are on the market, the median has been on the market for 32 days and the average of 55. So that is growing also. Let's go back. Let's look at the single families. Okay, so single family is now at, drum roll please, 8,062 available units. So at end of the month, it was 7,331. So math and public a bit here. About 700 more units are on the market in the last 7 days as compared to close out at the end of the month. A little bit of history going back. 57.46 month prior, back in April, 24.41. So we're more than triple. Well, you know what? Let's be precise. Why not? So we can call that a kind of a low point. Actually, no, it should be the other direction. So figure it out. 80.62 divided by 2.441, if I'm remembering correctly. So we have 3.3 times the inventory that we had in April. So yeah, that's a huge change. And let's go ahead and do some breakdowns and just start discussing it a little bit. So, man, it's a hard one. Oh boy, I spaghettied again. I'm sorry, I'm getting all, I'm not going to share it with you. I'll talk about it a little bit later. Doing this 3D printing and this filament that I have is just being horrible here. Oh, it says I actually completed the job. Oh, I need to go grab it. Never mind. Let's see here. So let's just kind of look. So we now know that the median is 465. We'll do like we used to do in the good old days here. We'll look for 465. Actually, I can narrow that down, make it a little easier for myself. There are 52 of them that are active right now. So single family, we're just going to take a brief look at one. This is what you can get for the median right now. Doesn't mean that's going to close at that price, because you can see the number of price decreases we've had. Let's just choose another random one. Here we go. Oh, looks like it's had a few little updates to it. We get a pool. Okay. Well, let's just talk about it for a minute. Prices are actually, looks like they have stopped sliding. If you actually look at it, so maybe we have hit a little bottom of this little hiccup that we've had. One of the things I started thinking about this week, because somebody from another state, another real estate agent, they were mentioning, hey, where are people going? I'm trying to see people that he's saying that people were renting now, and it's like, well, rents are way up. I mean, if you've seen some of my videos, I'm always talking about the rent being too damn high. Let's see what the rents are doing. Just in case you're like, I'm tired of this market. Okay, so let's just see what rents are doing right now. Right now, I'm going to assume most people want a single family house. Some people are going to take condos. There's 1,905 available. And let's see here. Let's try to figure out what the median is. You know, I don't know how much always doing that. All I got to do is just go here. The stats are right there. Let me show my screen here so you see it. So right now, the median list price of a rental in Las Vegas for a single family home is $2,395, with the average being $3,083. So let's just call it 2,400, so I don't have to try to remember any of this. And let's just go in here and see what we can rent for 2,400. So we'll put in a price of, let's say, 2,300 to 2,400. That's nice. Let's see here. Single family, we got 192 of them. Well, let's take a look at the results. So for your $2,350 or whatever, or $2,400, these are the homes that you can rent now. Then we'll go in and look at some townhomes and condos and see what's out there. Because a lot of people are going this route, and a lot of people are going to end up in this route. We'll talk about it here in a second. 3-car garage, some granite. Now let's see here. Let's try something new. Let's go back because there's 192 of them. Let's see how many of these suckers had, I don't know, pools. We're now down to 11 for that price. Let's see what we get. So if you want a pool, you can get something like this for $2,400. Okay. And let's try this one here. I just keep on those same ones. And of course, the biggie. How many of these accepted pets? So, hey, most of them accepted pets. So, if you're a pet lover and you need a pool, $2,400 in that range. Actually, I should actually expand this to 25. Then we'll see. So just in that range, you know that you may be able to talk somebody down, but rentals are becoming very scarce, and actually they're going to become plentiful pretty soon. And the reason is a lot of these buyers, will go back to it in a second, after I finish going over what I said I was going to go over. So yeah, in that range, you can get something nice. But if we were to change this to, let's see, we'll get rid of the price here so we'll know what we're working with. And we were just going to look at condos. And of course, we're just going to be looking at condos, get that out. So 602 condos are available for rent right now with, I'm sorry, I have to move this glass. It's in my way. Okay, so we are now looking at median rent of $1,750 for a condo. And let's see what we can get for that median rent of $1,750. So we'll go 1,700 to 1,800. 32 condos are available at that price. And let's go ahead and see what we got. Okay, that is one nice looking condo there. It looks more like a single family house. What's wrong with this picture? I think somebody misclassified this. There, I mean, my goodness. I'd go rent this now and just keep it. That don't make any sense. And that's because I put in bad numbers. Look at that. Let's go change these a bit. You know what? I think I may have done residential and not residential rental. I apologize. Now let's look at condos. Actually, this looks like the same numbers. So I did something wrong here. Let me just make sure. Yep, 1,750. So actually, I'll just try this because it may look better. Okay. So let's go back, change our criteria, and we'll do that 1,700 to 1,800. 39. The results. Let's just take an average one here. So for that roughly $1,700 mark. This is one you can look at. Let's take a look at this one. It's Las Vegas Country Club. Okay, so we got more, one more. $17.50, that's what you get. And let's try, no, we're gonna do that in a minute here. So now let's go look at the townhomes. There's 25. Actually, I gotta do this first. 188. Now let's go see how many are available. I mean, at least the price, so we can see what it looks like. So the median townhome is, let's just call it what it is, $2,000. Come on. Now we'll see what's available in that $2,000 range. So there's 16 of them. So that's in that range. Let's check here. Oh, this one's not bad. Refurbished, looks nice. And you get a garage. And let's round it up here, or round it out. Okay, so this is almost $2,000. Let's see how much house you can afford right now for $2,000 and the $1,750. So now we already know what the median price of a condo was. So we'll just go between condos and townhomes. 271. So we're borrowing 271. Assuming a 3%. No, what I'm going to assume an FHA loan. And let me pull up the latest mortgage. And get my rates for you. Let's see here. Okay, what's wrong with this picture? That's why. I had this up for you. And my computer should be faster. Here we go. So right now, for a VA loan, I'm sorry, FHA loan with, let's assume a 680 and above credit score is 5.625. I'll bring that up so you can see it. Oh, different screen. So 5.625. So we'll use that as our number. And just to make this kind of fair, we're just going to take these out just so you can see what we get here. So your payment is $1,500. So you actually come out a little bit better buying, and now is possibly a good time to buy. We'll see on that. When I say possibly, we don't know how much further the interest rates are going to change, and most importantly, we don't know where the prices are going. So I know some people are sitting on the fence. Now, that other part I was talking about, let's go back here. Make sure you're seeing the screen. Is let's do something interesting here. let's see who's been buying these houses over the last little bit. So over the last, we'll do an entire month here. So this just makes it easier. Who's been buying these homes? So 2959 sold. Write this down because I'm getting old. And how many were cash buyers? This is starting to become a big thing you need to start looking at. So of those, 744 cash buyers. So the cash buyers are actually starting to pull back because we have a different type of cash buyer. So now 30% of the market are cash buyers. And here's why that's kind of important. If you look, a few months ago, a lot of the cash buyers, other than people moving from California and all that stuff, they were pretty much flippers. The Opendoors, the OfferPads, a year ago, the Zillows. Well, those guys are now giving rock bottom prices. Whereas before they were giving great prices a few months ago. You heard me talk about it if you've been following me. They were giving some outstanding prices on a new home. To buy your house. They would buy it for the market rate, buy it for a little bit more. They've actually started losing money on that. So now they're gun shy and they are offering rock bottom prices. I'll tell you how rock bottom. I have a listing right now and it's worth about $500,000. The seller has to get the heck out of Dodge. The offer from, I'm not going to mention which one of the major players who was offering like above list a few months ago was $369,900. So yeah, they are covering their butts right now. Opendoor, OfferPad, those guys, at least with them, they're going to put it back on the market. So at least you have a chance to buy it. This house is only 3 years old. There is nothing wrong with it. This dude never even put up like a picture on the wall. There's nothing wrong with the paint. He's done $30,000 in upgrades, so it's actually worth more than $500,000. They're just going to turn. If it was OfferPad or Opendoor, they would just turn around and resell it. What's happening with a lot of these cash buyers that are coming in now? Some of them are flippers, but some of them, their plans are to take that house and rent it out, which means it's not going to come back on the market. So they're saying these rising rents, as you see, I can remember when I started real estate, you could get a house, not with a pool, but a house for about $1,000 a month, $1,200 a month. Yeah, $1,200 to get your pool. Now, to get a half decent house with a pool, let's say you got a family, you can't just roll in there and do that. Let's see what it'll take to rent that now. So right now, to rent a house with a pool that accepts pets, that has, let's say, 4+ bedrooms because you got a family. So 4.3, it's under 41 available. Let's look at what the averages look like. Ouch. Ouch. The median, if you're looking for a 4-bedroom house that has a pool that will let you bring in pets, is $4,900. And the average is $65.83. Don't worry about that because averages are a little bit different than medians. Median is what is most likely. So let's see what our rental at about $4,900 would be. Let's see if we have any of these with pets and a pool. And I'm going to skip the 4+ bedrooms. So let's see what we get. Oops. I need to put this in for single family houses. Yeah, still the same, 14. What we got now is, let's take a look at this one. Remember, this is 2,151 square feet for $5,000, okay? Talk about the rent too damn high. Man, oh man. 2,100 square feet. Let's see what's another one. This is 5,000, 2,700 square feet. Okay, single story, nice. Spanish style, kinda. Well, okay, 2,700 square feet. Let's see, this one 3,316. Sorry, I'm looking at something. Okay. Okay. If you're into a lot of white, this is the house for you. Okay. Second floor's got carpet, so. Okay. That's what's going on. Let's see. Let's change this up a little bit. You want a single family house, and let's see. We're looking for a single family house, and we just want to see what the lowest single family house is and what you can rent for. And let's make sure we keep this down to Las Vegas. Okay, so, whoops, was trying that one. So right now, the cheapest single family house you can rent in Las Vegas, drum roll please, that is actually a mobile home that hopefully they convert it. That's the cheapest place in Vegas right now. And it'll cost you $1,050. Let's just jump on up, see what 1,200 gets you. Okay. Well, let's jump up to 1,500. Okay. That actually looks more like a townhome, but you know. That's what you get for 1,500 bucks. Let's get another one for 1,500 here. And that one was 1,271 square feet. Let's just pop it up all the way to 2,000. Let's see what we're getting here. Oh, actually, we got a lot here in this 1,650 range. It tells me a lot. So this is 1,549 square feet. Okay. So if you're looking to rent, that's what it looks like right now. Rental market is changing because there's different factors. A lot of people are trying to go into rentals now. As you see, the number of buyers is way down. The number of sales are way down. Everyone's sitting on the fence. If you're a seller, the only thing that is selling right now, I mean, trust me, I got a few listings right now and ain't nothing happening with them. And I'm talking to the agents in the neighborhoods and ain't nothing happening with theirs. The only ones that are selling are the prettiest and the cheapest. So if it's not pretty and cheap, it ain't selling right now. And you can look at the numbers. In one of the neighborhoods that I have a listing, there are 3 houses that are the same size. They're about 3,800 square feet. One of them is under contract. Can you spot the difference if you remember those old Sesame Street songs? One is listed at 600,000. I should check to see if they haven't lowered their prices yet. One was at 660, and one was listed at 550,000. They're all the same floor plan. Nothing wrong with any of them. The one for 550 sold in the first weekend with 3 offers. By the way, it sold for 561, and the seller paid all of the closing costs, which means it was 550. So that gives you a range of what's happening. For the buyers, I don't know if interest rates are going to go up anymore or go down. One of the reasons they've gone down some it's been factored in from the 10-year bond rate, and people are starting to price in, and the investors are starting to price in a recession. So that's why it's going down. So I don't anticipate it going down much more than it has. So what do we have here? Because these are really shocking numbers. 5625 with a great credit score. If you're in the ballpark, not even showing it. Dang it. Let's see if we can make it a little bit bigger for you. And if you're in the ballpark looking for a conventional loan, you're at 6%. And if you're lucky and you get a VA loan, yay, good you. Get a 5.5. But get used to these numbers for a bit. And just based on this first week, prices are starting to stabilize. So I don't know if that's going to bring any more folks out or anything. It's hard to predict this stuff, but I would say you should start looking and start taking advantage of things. If I were to be making a play right now as a buyer, I would possibly go for a new build. And the reason you would go for a new build is I've never seen this before. And my coming on 9 years in real estate, September is my 9th year. The builders have finally started to lower their prices. They do not like lowering prices. This is monumental. That's one. Two, they're giving you all of your closing costs. 3, some of them have brought down your interest rates. And 4, for you, the buyer, they're actually giving incentives. I mean, some of them like $20,000, $30,000 in upgrades. So to get the house cheaper, they've gotten rid of those stupid ass lot fees. Have somebody pay all of your closing costs and get $30,000 in upgrades. Next one, sellers. Remember, cheapest and prettiest. Don't skimp on anything in this market. It costs about $300 to have a professional cleaning service come in and clean your house. That's 1. Clean your house before those pictures are taken. 2, don't let your agent come in with their iPhone. iPhones have great pictures. There's even apps meant for real estate to take HDR and stuff. Most of them ain't got it. Make sure they take professional photos, do all the things they need, do the 360 tour that goes straight to Zillow. Make sure all that stuff is done. Clean your house. Keep it clean for a few weeks because you're in for a bumpy ride if you're trying to sell. The fortunate thing right now is that prices are starting to stabilize. And hopefully some of these buyers are going to come back and start absorbing this. But I've said this many, many times before, like when this stuff started a couple of months ago, and people saying it's going to be a housing crash, like 2008. Well, I would say, back in 2008, there were 22,000 homes on the market. Now there's, only X, a couple of months ago. Well, we have X times 3.5 now. It's still not 22,000, but it's almost half of that. So if the buyers continue to sit on the fence the way they have, you need to get off the fence. And because a lot of you sat on the fence because you felt you couldn't buy another house. Well, you can buy a house now. And people call me up now. It used to be a few months ago, we have to go now because the house will be gone. Now it's like, whatever. Tell you a tale. I think I've told it before. I'm in contract with a buyer now. I'm just going to talk about the second house that we're, put an offer in on. It's actually the third house, but the second one that would have been accepted. The seller got a little confident or overconfident in themselves. They saw a whole bunch of people come through on the first day because here's number one. The house was actually underpriced. So the agent did a good thing by convincing them to underprice the house. But there's so many people came through on the first day, they got overconfident. All these agents said they were going to send an offer. Don't ever depend on anything about an agent sending you an offer. So the seller goes, well, you know what? I'm going to wait a week to make a decision because I'm getting so much action. So 2 days later, not a week, agent reaches out to me, is your buyer still planning to buy this house? I'm like, they're kind of looking around now, because about an hour before the agent called me, buyers were like, we saw something else that just came on the market. And long story short, ours was actually the only offer. The others were promises. Then the seller realized this and boom, they had nothing. As a matter of fact, I should check. I could have checked before I came on here. I don't think that house has gone under contract yet. They threw everything away. Oh, also another thing, clean your house, professional photos. Stop asking the following question. How much are you going to charge me to sell this house? You know why? That stuff worked 4 months ago. If you looked at the number of houses sold, so let's go back there. Let's revisit it. Been delivered. In the last 7 days. Look at this. 517 homes. 517. When there was about 900, actually it's gone down because when we started this was a higher number. In other words, it's starting to clear out what happened a week ago. They're clearing out because these are live numbers. So, yeah, at least I think it's lower, but that's significantly lower. This is about I believe 60% or so of the sales that we had just a few months ago. So more inventory with 60% of the sales. You don't want to take any chances. You want to be one of these guys who are under contract. You see, under contract, you want to be this. And one of the problems when you have these few sales is now people are starting to look at their bottom line. Before you're looking at your bottom line, well, your bottom line is going to be taken away from you if you don't start thinking about the fact that with so few sales, people may get, I'm not saying people will do this, but yeah. If they look and they see a commission of XYZ and then they see X plus something, they're going to try to steer their people towards that. This is a cautionary tale. Don't want to give away too much information, but I'm going to say it. The house across the street from me, cat a corner a little bit, a couple of houses across the street, same floor plan as mine. They listed the house for $735. The last sale closed a little over a month ago for $745 for the same floor plan. So it's like, great, they listed it for $735. Well, then they had to lower it and lower it again. And I'm hiding my screen here. Let me see if they've lowered it again. And the reason I'm saying this is I know why the house isn't selling, even though it's now close to 50,000 less than the last house. Know why? Because the co-op is low. So people are propped up, it's still there, and no, they haven't lowered it again. That is it's a sad fact. Because sometimes agents, they don't split their commission. There's some, especially a thought process that was okay a few months ago, is they would go like, hey, I'm going to get XYZ percentage, but you know what? It's my listing. There's a shortage of listings, so I can cheap it out on the other end. Let's see here. Yet still this low commission. So other agents are just going, I'm going to put my buyers into another place. If your agent, if your house isn't moving and you see other houses are moving around you, go to Zillow or ask your agent. They should send you or ask for a copy of the MLS sheet, or just go to Zillow or Redfin, because they actually publish the commissions now. If you see that commission is low and you gave them XY and it's nowhere near half, and they wanted to stuff a bunch of money in their pockets, you're keeping money out of yours, because I'm just assuming that that's what they did. It could have been, how much of a commission are you going to charge me? And, they went and bought the listing commission wise. Okay, great. Let's just pretend based on this commission. Trust me, the $36,000 that they have lowered the price of their house doesn't come anywhere near to the commission they saved. So be careful what you're trying to save. Try to make sure you get more money into your pocket. Those are the only things I have for you sellers right now. You got to match the energy of all the other sales. I got to have a heart-to-heart in the morning with one of my sellers, because there are 3 floor plans in that community. This isn't the one I was talking about. This is a newer listing. All 3 are, one is priced at the price of the last sale. We're priced 13,000 under, and one was at less than that. But none of 3, I called all 3 agents. There was no action on, all 2, the other 2 agents. That lower price one has lowered their price another 25,000. So we got to go and match their energy. So I got to go and tell my seller we got to lower our price by about $40,000, which it's not going to be a good conversation in the morning. But it's going to have to happen, or that house is going to sit there. But lucky for them if they get it sold and get from under it, because they're trying to downsize. They need a single story. They just need to do what they need to do. Duplexes. Hey, Luana, let me let's recognize you for just a second. So what about duplexes? Duplexes, let's go look at them. Well, let's do this together. See what's going on, because in all honesty, the board does not track 2 types of home units. The high rises on the strip, they're mostly on the strip. Some are like the ones at Queen Ridge, and that's about it. And multiple dwellings, which is the duplexes, triplexes, and quadplexes. So if we just look at that, we have 113 duplexes right now. We have 30 that are available. And let's get this down, because we got some out of town. Get this down because we got some out of town. And actually that includes a little bit of Boulder City. I'm just gonna knock out Boulder City. So we have 27. Let's start taking a look, because I know everybody wants to find the cheapest. So the cheapest right now for duplex is $220. And there it is. Let's keep going up because we can. And that's what we get for the next one. Now, I'll be very honest. The ones in these price ranges are going to be in sides of town some people don't appreciate. I cannot say what is a good or bad side of town. I can just tell you what's out there. So let's see this one for 300. Now let's go for the top end, the 450 one. This is what you're getting for 450. I know in some cities, you buy a duplex, you live in one of them, and then rent out the other side, and it pays for your rent. We'll have to see what happens on these. So let's see here. Let's look at about 400,000. As you can see, there is not much for duplexes here in Las Vegas. I hope that answers your question. There never have been much for duplexes. Fourplexes, you don't see many threeplexes. Fourplexes, you have more of those. A lot of them are in, let's just go over it. I'm just sitting here flapping my gums. Let's see what we get for the fourplexes. Oh, so that's a triplex. Fourplexes, more of them usually. So like, this is what everybody's looking for. They want something beautiful, like, well, that's a pretty high price to pay for that. Also, one of the things you need to look for, let's go about something more realistic. I'll be honest, I can remember these fourplexes like this used to be $300,000. There's your laundry room. Jeez Louise, I'm sitting here not showing you something. Yeah, so let's go back to the first one, what I was talking about. It went over $1 million for this. And the next one I was looking at was, I believe, what was it? Geez. Well, I'll just look at one. Here's one. As you can see, it was over 700,000. Yeah, and that was almost 700,000 also. So I don't know. One of the things that I need to bring up to you, if you're going to be doing it purely as an investment, it needs to be an investment loan on a like a conventional loan. I know everyone wants to try to, do that 3% down. That's called mortgage fraud. It has to be a 20 or 25% down loan if you want to buy a fourplex and not live in it. If you want to live in it, you can get, like you said, that 3% down or 3.5% on FHA or 0 for VA. And the county limits are different when you buy a multifamily house. So I don't know the numbers off the top of my head. Don't want to sit here and BS you, but it would be significantly higher. Plus, with VA, there's no upper limit anyway. So that place we saw for 1.8 million. I like to show this. 1.8 million for a fourplex. I would really hope that it includes like both of them. Let me go in here and look at the notes. Maybe it includes both of them in the pool and everything. No, the other fourplexes for sale also. They want 925,000 for it. Oh no, it is both. It's 925 each. So the fourplex you saw on the other side of that pool was a total of 1.85 million. Yeah, yes. And so you know what you're going to be collecting in rents. This fourplex, let's get the numbers up here again. Get the picture up here again so you can see it. So this is actually for 8 units. They're actually, it seems to be sold separately, but they put them together for this. So you can get it for $950,000 for each one of them. This is what you get. Let me go hide some stuff. I'm going to show you something, talk to you about something. The rents for all of them are $1,180 per month per unit. So 4,500 times 2, 9,000. Let's see. Let's go to the mortgage calculator. Why not? So 185 million. I think that's it. Got to put 20% down minimum. And investor loans have a slightly higher interest rate, so I'm going to assume it's going to be about 6.5%. I'm assuming, I don't know. Not including anything else. Your monthly payment is $9,354, not including your taxes or home insurance. And I don't know if there's an HOA there. Let's check. So that plays, let's see if there's an HOA. The taxes aren't too bad. I'm assuming it's for one, $1,350 a year. Trying to see if there's HOA. Believe it or not, this is one that people get caught up on. Is I don't really see an HOA on that one. People get caught up when they look at fourplexes. They don't look at the total cost. One of the costs, especially that may be in a community of fourplexes, is the HOA. And I've seen those HOAs be as high as $1,400. So keep that in mind. Okay. You're welcome, Luana. I hope that answered all your questions. And for the ninth circle, gas, water, sewer, electric, trash pickup, they are all separate homeowner bills with the exception of most condos are going to include water, sewage, and usually trash pickup because you're going to have those big dumpsters out and everything. So you will save on that, but it's not going to be much because if you don't have a lawn, your average bill is going to be about $27 a month for water. Sewage is about $65 every 3 months, and trash is $45. So you're saving, let me put it in here. That's $45 a quarter, not a month. So 45 plus sewage. Actually, I think they raised the sewage, but it's based on the type of units. I'm just going to put it at 65. 5 by 3 plus what you're going to be paying in water. Let's just round it and call it $65. So for most places, it's going to be 65. It's probably going to be less than that because you're going to be in a smaller unit as far as the water and sewage goes. Because during the winter, my water bill is normal. It's high during the summer because I actually have a lawn front and back, full lawns. So yeah, plus other things that use up water. But my highest bill ever has been like $130 in the summertime. I hope that answers your question. Okay, retirement home in 5 years. Are you still talking about duplexes and such? If you are, yeah, you can possibly use this as a retirement home, or I mean, like I showed you, they're not in the best of neighborhoods, but you get to choose on that. If you're just talking about regular homes, I don't know where the market's going to be in 5 years. I would have said that the market was not going to go down a single penny this year, but it was going to slide to the side purely because the prices have gotten too high, and they've slid to the side and slid down a little bit. But they're not a major slide, but it is down. So if you bought a house a year ago, uh, like the person I was just talking about, I got to have that meeting tomorrow with, uh, and tell them they need to lower their. Actually, I got to tell them all they got to lower their prices because what's going on. Uh, Even lowering their price $45,000 after commissions, closing costs, everything. They've lived in the house just a little over a year. They're still going to be walking away with the six figures. So if you've had your house for more than a year, you're good. You're fine. Even with this new beauty contest we're going through. If you could be more elaborate on what you're talking about for retirement home in 5 years, I can try to get deeper into it for you. Okay. Well, see if she wants to formulate a question or answer there. Does anybody else have any questions? I've kind of taken up the time. Every week I say I'm going to keep this to 20 minutes, but it seems like I lie every week. And I'm actually only supposed to be doing this every 2 weeks. But the time I decided I was only going to do this every 2 weeks was about the time that we hit the wall. And I just started seeing that so much was going on so quick. Before it was like, yeah, prices are up, prices are up. But now, I mean, the interest rates are crazy. They're just fluctuating like crazy. Nobody knows what's going on. All the buyers are sitting on the fence waiting for something to happen. So I just try to see what's going on, talking to other agents here and other places, and seeing what advice I can give you for this week. Because any advice I give you this week probably changes for next week because it's that fluid. I swear a month ago, I would have never thought that new home builders would offer price reductions. I knew they would offer other incentives. I mean, because they kind of believe that if they lower the price, it devalues their product and they can't like recover from it or something. So they would rather sell your house for, let's say, 500,000 and give you $50,000 in upgrades than lower the price to 450. You see what I'm saying? But they're doing all of the above now. And a lot of that has to do with interest rates, because a lot of people who locked in their homes 6 months ago because it was taking up to 8 months to build a house, they're dropping out now because the bank's saying you can't afford this house anymore. So they're dropping out. So they have all this inventory. And that's what's going on with them. They got to get rid of that inventory. That's it. Let's see here. If you want to buy before you retire, you can. Just a regular home, you can. If you're retiring in 5 years, I would do like everybody else is doing right now. Even though the rents aren't too good on these fourplexes and stuff, I would purchase, go all for it. I would purchase a single-story house because that's the most desirable. You're going to have to use a conventional loan. You may be able to get away with, you're going to have to like really work this with the lender because you are planning to retire to it. If you own a home now, you'll have to get a second home loan, which is going to be 10% down from what I understand. But even at that, I would get it and put a renter in it. You just saw what the rents are. The rents are just nuts. So you can collect those rents for the next 4 years, 5 years, and basically have them paying your mortgage for that period of time. And hopefully rents won't collapse. And you just get to, when you're getting close to retirement, just say, I'm not renewing your lease. There may be some damage to the house, but I'm not going to lie about that. But you would have made so much money from the rents. You repair the damage. You didn't pay for that time. Hopefully, the prices have gone back up. We don't know what's going to happen, but that's just advice that I would give. Okay, this is a big one. A lot of the shortage in Lake Mead is caused by California because we share Lake Mead with 2 other states as far as the water. Most of it actually goes to California, and they ain't cutting back, which is causing it to go down. Yes, it is way down. A lot of people don't realize we actually have a lot of underground water here. I only learned this like because they're everybody's talking about this. Because Las Vegas is here because we're actually over a spring. That's why you see some parts of Las Vegas that are nice and lushy and green. It's because they're closer to the spring underground springs. And if you go over to like man, what is that? There are areas of town like that are really lush. They're not even watering it because they're so close to the springs. But they are starting to make some changes. They're about to pass a limit on how big of a swimming pool you can get, but people are freaking out on that. And the size of the swimming pool you can get is 600 square feet after these new regs come into place. So you could have a 20 by 30 pool. Most people don't have a 20 by 30 pool. That was really meant for people who go all out and build these ridiculous pools. Because a house I sold a few months ago, which was like the last great sale before the wall got hit, they had the kind of pool that they're talking about. Because that was when I got 60,000 over. Man, that pool was just humongous. I've never seen a pool that big before. They had a full size yard. It took up most of the yard. It was just big, big, big. They are going to start. They have not hit homeowners yet about grass, but like businesses cannot have what they call ornamental grass anymore. I don't know if they're going to hit homeowners because most homeowners do not have grass. If you start looking around, with the exception of like parts of the east side of town and older neighborhoods, and even those, they really don't have grass. They have dirt. But most parts of town don't have grass. I mean, people who own my market center, the brokerage, I've been to their house. They got like a multi-million-dollar house and they ain't got grass. People don't have grass here. So I think what they're attacking are the swimming pools. Oh, and by the way, that 600 square feet, not even their house, which is a multi-million-dollar house, has a pool that big. So a lot of it's a lot to do about nothing. But if people don't take it seriously, at some point it will be about something. Okay. Any other questions so I can let you go and I can maybe use one of my last little coupons for Uber Eats here? Or not. I'm realizing Uber Eats is kind of a screw job because, you look at a price, because I didn't realize it my first couple of times. I just started doing this, and it's a long story how. And I go and I see, look at the price. It's like, oh, they're going to waive the delivery fee, but I have a service charge. And then I go and find out, like, I ordered something from Panda Express. It was the family meal. It was $40. The family meal is $32 at Panda Express. So $8 extra plus $4.99. Plus, I like to, when I was in college, I worked a tip job. So I like to at least tip well. And then I realized they were adding the tip, because you have a little suggested button, you click it. The tip was based on the price, even if you had a discount. The original price, I have no issues with that. But added on top of the service charge, the delivery charge, and taxes. So a 20% tip ends up being a 30% tip. And then when you consider they overpriced the food to begin with, like I said, they charge 40 with Uber Eats, and it's actually 32. It's like a 35-40% tip. I mean, like, really, if you were to go to Panda Express yourself, the tip is equivalent to 35-40%. That's a good job when you got it. I don't see any more questions. I just want to make sure everybody got their questions answered. I'm here doing my nerd stuff, playing with my 3D printer. It's like a storm. Let's see if you see that. It's like they call it the Death Trooper. So I'm getting crazy here, man. There's the Mandalorian. I just printed it out. Finally got a 3D printer that half works. That's another long story. Okay. Any questions? Okay, I don't see any more questions. Hopefully you all had your questions answered. I don't have a crystal ball. All I know is things are moving quick and weird. And as long as things are looking quick and weird, even though I only wanted to do this every other week because I'm starting to get a little burned out, I'm going to continue to do it, give you guys the best information I can find. If now people have reached out on this where they've left messages and said I never responded, it's because somebody's actually supposed to be reading these comments. Like we say, hey, I need your help for something. That's why I always say call, text, or email, because I get those. The comments down below, someone's supposed to be reading, but it's obvious they're not. Like I said, call, text, or email me if you need anything. Text is preferred because I know I'm going to see it and it's not going to drop into spam. And that way I can at least formulate an answer if I'm driving or something like that. So that's all I ask. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end this and figure out what I'm going to eat. See you guys next week. Oh, the reason I was saying that, I'm going to try to get on her butt to read this stuff. If you have something that you see real estate related that you want me to cover either in one of these live streams or as part of a video, if it's something that like fits in, like I'm really hating that I haven't done it. Some person asked about nobody ever covers a certain part of town, and I said I was going to do that, and I haven't yet. I'm going to try to get to that. I have other constraints that are non-real estate related that are keeping me from getting out to do what I want to do, because I really want to get like really deeper into the videos and covering different areas. But with everything going topsy-turvy right now, it's creating that. So I don't see any more questions, and I don't want to bore you any. And I need to get back to my nerddom and eating. See you guys next week. Hope you enjoy it.